One, two, three, one, two, three. Hey guys, how are you? You told me you wanted a show, so I'm going to give you a show. Cannot promise every day because, I also kind of have to rest a little bit. I hope you are fine. That's the most important thing. I hope you had a safe travel. You are at home, I guess, with your family. I wish you guys the best. I'm also guessing, just reading the news, that everyone is basically in a lockdown situation, in a stay home with many restrictions. So let's stay put again. This is going to take some time. Uh, Hard to know now. We know that, but we have to keep going. I checked with the school. YouTube is fine, so we're gonna be doing YouTube. Um, Kind of giving you some tips and kind of commenting some of the classes. Again, I will send you stuff over the weekend or Monday morning at most, and you have the whole week to do the readings and the assignments. Basically, it's going to be readings and papers. Also, the school told me regarding your business project by the end of the semester. Actually, it's my fault. I'm going to send you right away the emails and the info of your teammates in case you don't know it. Well, you should, you know that. But anyway, I'm going to send it anyway. This is on me. Don't worry. Free of service. So, free of charge. And what else? And what you have to do, because also the school told me this is an opportunity for everyone to learn these techniques and to learn these sort of technologies and applications. You may record your voice on every slide of the business pitch, meaning commenting on the slide you are on every and each of the slides of your business pitch. Talk to your partner, and you want to share. Somebody does slides, another one does the other slides, up to you, or one does it all. Don't tell me, please, you cannot do it. It's very easy using PowerPoint or any other. Prezi also has it, so there's no excuse. And actually, again, remember my comment yesterday? Actually, we were talking this last week. This is going to really foster many, many, many different technologies, and this is going to give us not only efficiencies again, but also make us think about the importance of changing things. Any company, any new business, they need to be efficient and they need to use the technology out there. Yeah? So again, your business pitch, you have to record the voice. Yes, and I will share it because I have to share it with everyone, and so everyone can invest and make their own decisions. And regarding the presentations you're sending me, the personal presentations, I'm going to leave that outside. If you want to record your voice, do it. If you don't want to, that's okay. But for the business pitch at the end of the semester, you have to record the voice somehow, or maybe YouTube it. I don't know, YouTube it with the paper here, or whatever you want, guys. So remember, in the news, yesterday we were talking about technologies that are going to be skyrocketing, or they're going to be in a way promoted, or where its value is going to be more visible. One is 3D printing. I was reading today some articles about how 3D printing is used in many countries, in many places, in Europe and in America, to print, if not the whole ventilator. It's one of the big problems nowadays to have ventilators for everyone, because the demand for ventilators in hospitals will be huge in the next 2-3 weeks, both in America and in Europe, where the peak of the epidemic is it's calculated, and it's going to be in 2-3 weeks. So I think this is going to develop fast. Many people are going to realize about that. Again, this industry will have and will appear as a real solution. So it's going to stay, and they will have a greatest with moment as opposed to other industries, as we discussed. Also, I think online banking, it's also going to be very important. You think it's not, but many people above 60, even in developed countries, they're not that used to it. Now they will, They have no other choice. So banking industry will also experiment changes on this. Well, another thing, this is kind of more complicated, but still, it will it will kind of consolidate. It is digital certificates. I don't know if you have that, like a digital ID. I do have it. It's you can have it in a USB driver with you, or it can be safe in your computer. So when you do a lot of official paperwork, for instance, with the government, or even in basically official, yeah, official institutions, when they ask you for your ID, etc., you can do it online. So I think many people, the problem is how they get it, because there's one step in the digital certification that needs to be physical. That is to go, at least in Europe, how it works. You need to go to a public office, specific public office, with your ID, show up there, and then they will give you the codes, and then you download it, and from now on you can use it online as your real identity. Mm. In Spain, many official institutions are still open. The lockdown, as I mentioned, it's 90%, but it's not 100%, meaning supermarkets are open, pharmacies are open, shops no, but some public institutions are still open. And office work, it's basically at home. Anyone that can work, from lawyers to accountants to consultants to many companies, engineers, everyone that can work at home can work at home. Even construction, it's allowed if they comply with certain requirements. It is still allowed, although they are closing some that they don't comply. Huh? So again, the digital certificate, I think it's going to have its moment, and many people will realize how convenient it is, how fast it is. So we're going into a we are moving forward very fast in the digital economy. We thought we were. I know, guys, you are, because you are Generation Z or millennials or in the middle or whatever. Huh? But for many people, and I'm not saying people, like grandpas. No, I'm telling people even above 40, they were not that digital. And definitely this is going to make a lot of people to catch up and to speed forward. As I mentioned, video conferencing technologies are also booming, huh? And it's something that now many people are just experimenting. Some companies were more advanced on this, but many companies, even public institutions, are also now trying and using massively for the first time video conference and other technologies to work remotely, to share documents, to talk, to work remotely. Huh? And also one of the things, and I will send you an article, very article about this economist, she's American Italian, Mariana Mazzucato, very interesting, about how these, I know it's kind of early, I don't want to kind of rush into this, but it is true that it's going to change a little bit capitalism, maybe. Capitalism and globalization, which of course now they go together. Huh? Globalization is a big part of today's capitalism. Huh? Are there going to be restrictions in the future? We're going to have more difficulties to travel? I don't think so. But of course there will be some months, not only after the peak, not only right after the peak, but even after X months later, that traveling, import, export, it's going to be slow. I don't know if that's going to change. Huh? It is true that the disease itself, the epidemic, the pandemic itself, it is in a way the result of globalization. People moving so much, traveling so much people, that it spreads out everything, the good things and the bad things. I don't think in the midterm it's going to change a lot. There will be some restrictions and it will slow down for the next 3-6 months maybe, but I think we will go back to normal because again, globalization in a way as a whole has been so positive for the world with the pros and cons that we discussed so much in class, right? Also maybe the role of the public sector, it's something some countries they're gonna think about it and kind of restructure the situation. I always believe that public sector, and this is kind of European approach, public sector is important. Public sector has to cover specific and basic needs. I know the big difference between Europe and America is that in America, many people believe public sector should be minimum. Of course, not Sanders, and not gonna talk about a lot about politics, but it is true. It is a reality, and there is an ideology behind this. In European, even and we talk about this, the more conservative parties on the right side, they have an acceptance of public sector that in America would be too much. Yeah? But anyway, I think both in America and in Europe, the importance, the size, the resources of the public sector, it's going to be now rethink. We're going to rethink about that. In many countries, maybe they will think that to respond to this sort of crisis, to be more reactive and to have the resources and the coordination, etc., the public sector maybe needs to be a little stronger. I think this is going to happen for a while. Maybe then we go back to slim it, we go back to make it thinner, but I think this is going to be one of the consequences. And on the European side, hopefully, we also, I hope, since we don't have a federal system like you guys do, but maybe it's an opportunity here in Europe to kind of rethink about that and to give it another push, to have a more unified and a more coordinated kind of federal system in Europe. And I think that would be good for everyone. But again, this is one of the challenges we face. The Central European Bank, which is the equivalent to your Federal Reserve, just announced last night that they will support the European economy with 750 billion euros. That's a lot of money. It's kind of similar to what President Trump announced yesterday, basically to buy debt of any country. Many countries right now will need to spend a lot of money, so the deficit and the debt will increase, and they will be supported, meaning they will buy the debt. If nobody else wants to buy it, nobody else, I mean the markets, they will buy the debt. So it will be the European financial system who will be the creditor of the debt. Meaning, as we talked the other day, remember, in a way we're pushing the problem further down. Meaning, debt will be larger. And somebody somehow will pay it in the next years. It is a way that that's how it works, and many countries that's how they use it. So guys, I hope you're fine. Don't hesitate to email me, please. You want to do a video and send it just to me, that is fine. Remember to do the homework for tomorrow. I am flexible. If you have any problem with the timing, the deadlines, just tell me. But you can send it to me midnight your time zone, which anyway will be first thing in the morning for me on Saturday morning. And over the weekend or Monday morning, as I said, I will send you new readings and new homework. I think the spring break will be respected. That's what they told us in the school. So of course, that's your time, even though that everybody, I think, will stay at home, but at least you can relax and you can rest. And that's it, guys. I hope you're fine, and keep in contact. Okay, see you.